So just one thing before this video starts. I've recently started a podcast with Chris Cook, from Cook Production 1. We talk about plenty of things, mostly music. We do this segment called Taste Test where we give each other an album to listen to. It's really nothing to do with motorsport, but it's just something that we both like to do, that we both thought about doing for a good while now. So yeah, if you would like to check that out, it's in his channel. We've posted a new episode like about 2 weeks ago, and on the next episode we're gonna have a guest. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So it's gonna come out soon, the next one. So for now, just subscribe to this channel and listen to our past episodes. And yeah, thank you for watching, and here's the video.
2016 has come and gone, and we find ourselves yet again at the start of a new season. But just what happened before we got here? Maybe you know what happened, but you forgot at some point or another. Maybe you still know things, but you clicked on this video anyway. Well, this is for you. Without any further ado, here's what happened before the 2017 season started. The biggest piece of news of the 2017 season actually came right when 2016 ended. 5 days after winning his first and only title, Nico Rosberg announced his retirement in a move that shocked the whole F1 world and threw a gigantic wrench on the silly season machine. More on that later. Felipe Massa retired way back in the Italian Grand Prix, and then unretired in late December, but you already know how I feel about that. I'm over it anyway, so there's no point in talking about it. Stupid ungrateful mother. And furthermore, there was a big change at the top of the food chain. Bernie Ecclestone is no longer the boss of Formula 1. After nearly 40 years of handling the ins and outs of the sport and building his empire of stone, Mr. E has stepped down from his managerial position. Say whatever you may about him, but he made Formula 1 what it is today. Without him, the sport would have never reached the echelon that it has. So I say goodbye and good luck, Bernie. Most won't, but I'll miss you. But now, what happens now? With Bernie gone, who's in charge? Who's gonna lead us? Who's gonna save us? Who's gonna... It's time for some freshness in Formula 1. Liberty Media Corporation, brother. That's where it's at. Out with the old and in with the new world order. Chase Carey, COO of Fox and News Corporation, CEO of DirecTV, COO of 21st Century Fox. Rupert Murdoch trusts his mother's life to this man, brother, so you know that FOM is in good hands. Sean Bratches, Executive VP of Sales and Marketing and Director at ESPN. Maybe we could see the return of Speed World. Probably not, but hey, a man can dream of hearing Bob Varsha commentating again, brother. And the third man. This one needs no introduction. He needs no description. He's the well-known and the beloved Ross Brawn! This, ladies, gentlemen, and children, is the new world order of Formula 1, brother. And I, for one, welcome and pledge my full allegiance to the new overlords of Formula 1, because this sport is about to get too sweet! Let's start with the easy ones. Ferrari, Red Bull, and Toro Rosso all kept the same lineups from last year, so there's nothing to be said about them. Status quo, best status. However, we now get into some messed up stuff, so breathe in and hold on to something. After Rosberg's retirement, many were wondering who'd be up to take the seat. Many drivers were considered, many permutations were ran, many calculations were made, and after all the speculation, which was really for nothing because it was painfully obvious from the beginning who it was going to be, Mercedes revealed that Valtteri Bottas would be joining Lewis Hamilton on the team. Not a bad pick. I mean, if you're going to pick a second driver, then you gotta make sure he's shit, so they chose very well. With his departure, the driver who was once Felipe's replacement became Valtteri's. Welcome rookie, European Formula 3 champion, Canadian boy wonder, and I swear this is the only time I will ever utter these words. driver, Lance Stroll. May he find success in the unruly, unforgiving world of Formula One. With the demise of Manor, may they rest in peace, sorry about Brazil 2016, Esteban Ocon and Pascal Wehrlein became the hottest free agents of the market. Because, let's be honest, both of them are really, really good. The former went to fill Hülkenberg's vacant seat at Force India, joining Sergio Perez, while the latter is now partnering Marcus Ericsson at Sauber after Felipe Nasser lost his sponsorship, and let's say he went to live on a farm. You may have noticed I mentioned Nico Hülkenberg earlier. Where could he be? Well, the 2015 24 Hours of Le Mans winner will be trying for Renault alongside Jolyon Palmer, who for some godforsaken reason I still fail to understand is still driving in Formula 1. Another loose piece in this puzzle is Kevin Magnussen. He moved to Haas after getting the short end of the stick from the Bananas in Pajamas, joining honorary American Romain Grosjean after Esteban Gutierrez got sacked. Where is Esteban Gutierrez, you may ask? And last but not least, Jenson Button's sabbatical finally made way for Stoffel Van Dorn to finally drive full-time for McLaren alongside, I totally stole this from Jalopnik, professional sadness man, Fernando Alonso. Whew, you still with me? Alright, now grab a lot of water cause it's about to get salty. The first team to reveal their new colors were Sauber, albeit they're not exactly new so much as a different shade. Gone is the old plain yellow, and in comes the high-class gold. This is supposed to celebrate 25 years of the team in F1, which is strange because it's not until next year. But anyway, it looks kinda nice. I just don't really dig the gold like everybody else, but that's me. They also missed a big chance to go nuts on the shark fin. Renault were next and they did some bigger changes. The car is now pretty much half black and half yellow, as are their new overalls, but I think that plenty has been said about those already. The car itself was done more tastefully though. The yellow streaks amidst the black looked nice, especially the one on the fin. It was even my favorite livery of all for a while until... Okay, so we need to get this one out of the way. Look at this gray, bland, ugly thing and tell me that you don't hate it. I dare you. If you liked it, then good for you, but I have some serious qualms about your taste. Anyway, this was almost universally despised, with good reason, and I don't think I need to say much about it. But that was until Force India blew us all up by announcing a sponsorship deal with BWT, a water treatment company, and now their car is pink! Fucking pink! It's simply amazing! Just looking at it fills me with delight and joy and all this good stuff. It's my favorite livery of this year and probably of the decade, and I can't wait to see it in the flesh. Or carbon fiber, rather. I guess it looks okay. It's got some blue on the Petronas, and that's it. Just like last year, I can't really consider this much of a change if they only change how the title sponsor looks on the side. Whatever.
What the fuck is this? Seriously. Who in the blue hell thought this was a good idea? I mean, I don't mind the orange. I was actually kind of expecting them to have orange. I really wanted them to just go black, just to troll everyone. But still, there are more tasteful ways of putting this color in here. Just what the hell is this shit? This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I genuinely believe this is worse than the Force India. At least the Force India, it's a working formula, yes, it's uninspired, but this just doesn't work at all. I mean, God. I just don't know what to say, really. I'm just stunned. I'm very stunned and disappointed. But anyway, at least the Ferrari looks nice.
This car has been looking the exact same for the past 3 years, so I'm not gonna say anything about it apart from the words that I'm speaking right now. At least it did something with a shark fin. This one also looks basically the same, but the white turned back into dark gray. And they did do some digital camouflage stuff to their fin, so it's surely gonna go fast now. It's got stripes! What if it doesn't? Just imagine the tears in the faces of all those American boys and girls as they gaze in sadness at their country's car, just pacing along the lower ends of the field. Just going... beep beep. You know, everyone was well excited for the matte livery last year, but let's face it, people, this is a boring fucking livery. There's nothing else to it. Plus, they're trying to bring vacuum cleaner noses back in vogue. What is wrong with them? Hadn't we had enough in 2014? So this one is gonna be a big point of contention amongst everyone, so I'm just gonna say it. I don't like the Toro Rosso livery. I mean, I don't feel as strongly about it as I used to. I warmed up to it a little, but it is not the best looking car on the grid. I give them props for going with something completely different from the past 10 years, but that does not mean I have to like it. This is mostly due to me not liking blue and red together, but at least there's some variety on the grid, which is always good. Anyway, I've gone on about looks for too long. Let's get that sweet, sweet Ferrari hype train on the rails. Ferrari did basically the same as last year, running the fastest lap on the second test. However, there were strong reports that they were lifting on the main straight and just sandbagging in general in order to hide their true performance. Considering that Seb was turning some of the fastest laps on soft tires, and Kimi turned the fastest lap overall on both tests, there's evidence to support these claims. And that is all the fuel that Tifosi need to feed the hype train. They're fast, they think they'll win, and in the end, they'll crush our souls. Mercedes did very well overall by running 1,096 combined total laps, which didn't impress me at all because it ran 1,294 last year. Still, they're showing that reliability is the least of their problems, something I think they'd be keen to fix after certain events last year. The newcomer even managed to score the fastest lap of the first week of testing, so they're not exactly in trouble either. Whether they are sandbagging as well remains to be seen. Renault stayed mostly incognito without causing any fuss, except that one time that problem went off in the gravel. They had some solid midfield runs, so hopefully they could possibly score a little more in terms of points this year. Red Bull had to play the third fiddle in the field. Despite lapping a few top times over the course of the tests, they were mostly relegated to the spots behind Mercedes and Ferrari. For now, it seems that this new downforce formula has not been its saving grace. But Williams... oh boy, Williams. In a bit of good news first, Massa managed to score the fastest lap in day 1 of the second test, so maybe they have this stuff sorted out for now. But the first week's headlines were dominated by Stroll's off-track ventures, including the team not being able to run the last day of the first test because of them. The press were hotly debating whether this was due to him not being ready for the big time, or his daddy's money being all that he's got. But here's what I think. He's a fucking rookie and the cars are hard to drive, so shut the fuck up. Toro Rosso didn't show off anything apart from his livery. They mostly hung around the middle to bottom of the grid without any notable things to say aside from a few power unit problems. Sauber made headlines before the test due to Pascal Wehrlein not being able to run the first week of tests due to back injuries he suffered during the Race of Champions in January. He was temporarily replaced by Antonio Giovinazzi. However, even after Pascal's return, things weren't looking up for Sauber as they ran mostly high times around the low ends of the grid. One wonders if the golden stripes on their car are actually made of fool's gold. Force India ran a few good rounds in the middle of the pack and some better ones in the top 3. It doesn't seem like they've made big steps since the end of their best season in F1, but here's hoping they can surprise us. Haas did mostly the same as well. Despite a few snags here and there, the American team ran good laps in the midfield with a few tips at the bottom. The sentiment is shared here as well. Hopefully the bald eagle can soar high across the skies this year. And McLaren? Well, McLaren are fucked.
I don't see many takeaways from this preseason, really. I hope the drivers have fun. I hope they don't get hurt. I hope they don't die. I hope they don't have to drink any shoeies. Ugh, that would be even worse. Well, now, we're all expecting Mercedes to kick ass again this season, but like the little tifosi bitch that I always am, I'm still holding out hope for Ferrari. Red Bull has the strongest lineup, in my opinion, but I'm not really sure how much they can really do with only the third best car on the grid. And the rest is just out took out to scramble it amongst themselves. Except for McLaren, because McLaren is fucked. Well, anyway, this is all that I got for you today. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next race.